Another story that is generating controversy, the Association of Oil Marketing Companies says reducing petroleum products drastically as expected by consumers will not happen. The National Petroleum Authority, NPA, has been pushing for a 15% reduction in prices, but the CEO of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Aboagye-Wiafe, says he will wish the regulator avoids price predictions. So far, members of the association say they have subsidized prices to the tune of 50 million cedis and cannot continue to make losses.
We understand what they expect, that it also goes down, and you see it's going down, but it cannot be that drastic. So the going down is like sharing. The system, when it's going up, also share. Because going down, what it means is that we need to recover some of the losses we have made. And I say it varies from one OMC to the other, depending on the volumes they lift and depending on how much losses they made. So even the same price. So it varies. So you could see that if you go to the market space right now, you see some of them have reduced very well. Some of them also are in the process of doing that. The next window ends, this window ends 16th. So the next window, you see people responding. But what we are saying is that it cannot be as drastic as people expect. If this trend continues, the market dynamics will make sure that there's a conformity to the price reduction, which we will see the quantum coming up. But if you don't take tomorrow when the price goes up, what are you going to do? So that's why sometimes if you watch the prices, at some point it stabilizes. Even though the oil price might be going up, we don't even increase it. We just stay where we are. Talking about MPA, 15%. I wish you can ask the MPA boss. There are some parameters here which are controlled by the government, the taxes and levies. And this under the purview of, it's being supervised by MPA. Probably he knows what he's saying. If those levies and taxes are something which is going to go down, probably we can also go down. You understand what I mean? Yeah. But we feel that we have suffered enough. So now this is the time we also have to recover.
So let's get a reaction to that from the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana. We have on the phone line the Executive Secretary, Duncan Amwa. Thanks for your time tonight. So you heard the OMCs that they are not willing to reduce the prices of petroleum products. They cite many reasons, amongst them the fact that they've had to subsidize fuel to the tune of 50 million. I'm not too sure whether it was dollars or cedis as of December last year. What's your reaction to that?
I would have wished I could listen to the entire stretch of the interview by Mr. Aboagye-Wiafe at the press conference. Unfortunately, I couldn't hear everything. What I, however, from my checks with the association, is that they are not suggesting they wouldn't go down on fuel prices. What I got from the little I have heard from the association so far is to the extent that they are going to go down, but it might not reflect what the NPA had initially put out there at 15%. Initially, I had also had issues with the NPA's figure of 15. We had given a range, anything between 10 and 30% will be happy. Unfortunately, once the regulator says 15, then you have a situation every Ghanaian would from Monday start looking at the pumps and looking to see where prices were and whether we have 15%, because that is the regulator. I do have a very strong understanding that most of the OMCs would indeed go down, but it might not be as huge.
It might not be as huge as we expect. It might not be as soon as we want to. As he was explaining, they have to make up for some losses they encountered sometime last year.
You see, what I'm trying to get at is this. They are still going to go down. Prices would be reviewed downward. Now, because it's a deregulated market, some have already taken hit a lot of, differences between what they had been selling and what they should have been selling for. Now, this is a situation where you have the regulator given a certain raw figure that says 15%. if the expectation is not diffused, what happens now is that if somebody even did 13% on Monday, we would go after the person. If somebody did 8 or 12 or 20%, we would say this is not what the regulator had indicated. And so I would rather want to hasten and wait till the second window commences Monday. We will do a quick market scan, check our prices, and see how much they were able to review for. Subsequent to which, we are going to still push and say, look, if there are other reductions that we deserve, do your boardroom meetings, do your math, and let us have it. But for anyone to say a flat 15 in a deregulated market, that would be quite problematic. But again, let me reiterate, prices are going to go down effective the second window this month, which is from Monday onward. But I cannot put a figure directly to whether we will get the 10 that we had initially requested, or we'll get 20, or we'll get 30, or we'll get 7, or we'll get 6. But whatever it is, I'm not sure it's going to be the usual 1, 2% or 0.5%. It's going to be some reduction that you can put a finger to. But
all right,
as to discussing real figures at this point, I think the NPA would also need to hasten slowly so that we await the market figures and then we can take the discussion from there.
Yes, because I get the sense that generally consumers expect some sort of action taken as we have seen oil prices go down. Is that fair that the consumer is seeking some sort of a reduction as soon as possible?
Indeed. We have had a position that says if it goes up, it goes up. When it comes down, it must come down. So we would need to see those reductions. But again, you also work within a certain legal framework that says once you have pricing windows, 2 pricing windows within a month, it would only be fair to expect that any price changes or effectual prices would reflect at these forms within those windows. Where you have crossed a week already into a window, then it might be fair to say, just hang on a bit, let's get into the next window and see what the numbers say at the market. At that point, we can probably be able to do the math, the analysis thereafter, and say that this is what we should have gotten maybe the first, second window, this is what we are getting now. But whatever be the case, I think Monday, Tuesday will be an interesting time to watch these forms and see how best we can discuss fairness or otherwise from the various oil marketing companies.
All right, thanks very much indeed, Duncan Amwa, the Executive Secretary of Chamber of Petroleum Consumers. We would wait and see for how long these oil prices are going to go down and what sort of actions the OMCs are going to take as they are being pressured by the NPA to reduce prices drastically.